Okay, so I was going to show you, this is lemon that I have floating, and what I've done is I took a bunch of lemons and sliced them, and then I just keep them in the freezer. It works better if you freeze them on a tray individually before you add them to your bag. Otherwise they get stuck together, but they're pretty thin, and I just take one of the lemons and I slice it into long skinny pieces so that you can kind of see it's long and skinny and it fits down into the hole, and you just drop it in. It's that simple. So I do one whole slice, and that's all I use for that large jar. And then I take my ginger and the vegetable peeler, and I literally just put 3 peels into that jar with the lemon. Yeah. Okay, so I've cut the scabby end off, and I just peel like that, and I just get 3. You can use a knife, I just prefer to do it thin. These 3 little pieces will very strongly flavor this jar with that lemon. So you just poke them down in there and label it, and this jar is ready to go. So for this bottle next to it, I'm going to use lime, and I use the lime essential oil. If you have limes, use lime. If you have lime juice, you can use lime juice. So I literally just put 3, 4, 5, about 5 or 6 drops in that bottle of lime essential oil, and 3 shavings of my ginger, and this will be homemade ginger ale, and this one's homemade 7-Up. We love tangerine at our house, so I will put about 4 to 6 drops, 4, 5, 6 drops of tangerine essential oil in that jar. That's plenty to flavor that. It gives it nice flavor. This one's done. It needs a label. And then these other 2, I think we're going to do 1 pineapple and 1 raspberry. So the raspberries are pretty small, and they break up easy even though they're frozen. And I just push, I'd probably use about 8 of them or so in this little jar, just because they're small. If I was doing a whole strawberry or a frozen strawberry, I'd probably just do like 3 whole strawberries. Because it's a bigger fruit, it's pretty strong flavor, so it doesn't take a whole lot. And just seal that up and put it off to the side. So for the pineapple, I have this Great Value pineapple chunks. They're frozen. And this is my jar that's only about half full. So I take, I think it was 4 chunks out of the frozen bag, and I just chop that up just so it's just small enough. And when these are sealed, when I get done here in a second and I seal these up, I'll set them off out of the sunlight on another section of the kitchen that doesn't get a lot of light. And I will let these sit for about 5 days in flavor and ferment and become carbonated. So when these are done, after about 3 to 5 days, you put them in your fridge. That slows down the carbonation process. If you don't and you forget, your jars will explode. I have not had that happen yet. I know that now I said it, it will happen. But it's a pretty nasty mess, and you'd like to try to avoid it at all costs. So after 3 to 5 days, you'll put these in the fridge. Let them get good and cold, and then you can enjoy them or share them with your friends. That's plenty of fruit. I think I did 4 pieces, and that was 4 chunks, and that was a lot. So I will label these with my masking tape, put a date on them so I don't forget what day it was. And after about 5 days, I like them after about 5 days. I'll put them in the fridge, and we'll have kombucha. You can look this up online, plug it into your app. Look up how many calories are in a Sprite or a 7-Up. which is usually about 200 or just over 200. And 1 serving of kombucha, and there's about 3 servings in the large bottle, is 30 calories for 1 serving. And depending on the fruit that you use, it bumps it up just slightly, maybe like 35, 39 calories per serving. So you can, a lot of bang for your buck. So I've marked them and dated them, and I move them away from direct sunlight, and they're just gonna sit here in this section of the kitchen. You can put them in a dark cabinet. Usually a dark location is the best, and they'll sit here for 3 to 5 days, and then I'll throw them in the fridge, and then we'll drink them.